Good morning and welcome to your Daily Spark. You know, death is a great leveller. We all face it. And people who have a lot of bravado and ignore God their whole life still have to face death, and many of them stop and think at that time. Several years ago I heard about Vice President George Bush at the time. He spoke at a prayer breakfast, and he told of his trip to Russia to represent the United States at the funeral at the time of Leonid Brezhnev, who was the communist leader at the time. The funeral was as precise and stoic as the communist regime. No tears were seen and no emotion was displayed, with one exception. Mr. Bush told how Brezhnev's widow, who was the last person to witness the body before the coffin was closed, and for several seconds she stood at his side. Then she reached down and performed the sign of the cross on her husband's chest. You see, in the hour of her husband's death, she didn't turn to Lenin or to Marx or Khrushchev or someone like that. In the hour of her husband's death, she turned to Jesus Christ, a Nazarene carpenter who had lived 2,000 years ago and who dared to claim, "Don't let your hearts be troubled, trust in God and trust in me." When facing death, she turned to God, because all of the communist stuff mattered nothing. And I believe with all of the hoo-ha going on around the world today, we need to turn to God, because at the end of the day, He's conquered death. We'll see you tomorrow on Sparks.